What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Something in the Water podcast. It's episode 3.
Yeah. I'm Desko Martin.
I'm Cracka.
Yep, and now we're back. Who do we get into first?
How have you been?
Man, I've been good. I've been really busy with a lot of different things. Video editing, video shooting has been one of them. What about you?
Studio stuff. Still a lot of studio stuff. Studio sessions.
A lot of studio sessions?
Yeah. And then speed gang manager.
Oh, yeah.
Stuff. I'm back in my Facebook ad bag.
Okay.
A lesson I learned is a lot of times we look for new things rather than continuing doing shit that's already proven, that's worked.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Like for me, doing Facebook ads for business, and then it works. And then like when the studio shut down, I kind of turned off all of my Facebook ad stuff. And then it was kind of like business was really slow. And then something just clicked the other day. It was like, start Facebook ads again. Studio's back open. He got guys ready for work, and you know, the schedule's not full. Went in there, started playing with Facebook ads again. Bookings started coming. I'm like, oh my God, why did I ever stop doing this? Because I even stopped it for like CDs and other businesses and stuff too, which I should have never done that. So
yeah, it's kind of like working out too if you think about it, because like, or just anything in general. Because I think about like, sometimes I'll see some new stuff and I'll be like, oh, I need that to work out. Like some new weights or a new technique you got to do, or this new gym membership. But it's like, if you just stick to the basics of like regular push-ups, running, or anything that's like regular that you know you can already do without doing the extra stuff, it's like most of the time it's going to work.
Yeah, it'd be like whatever workout that you've done in your life that's got you the best results. Instead of just continuing doing that to keep getting results, you're like, okay, that worked, but I want to see if something else works better.
Exactly. Yeah.
And so you try all these other things, and then all the other things could not work as good as the thing that you were doing in the first place. So
that's crazy.
Yeah, definitely. Facebook ads, exciting.
Yeah. What about artist-wise? Have you been working with a lot of new artists or the same one?
Yeah, a lot of new people have been coming to the studio, which is cool. It's exciting that like but I had never really read a book as an adult up until like 2 years ago.
That's crazy.
Have you always been into reading?
Yeah. Well, probably like around like 15. Like
at
self-help
15 you
books.
started reading?
Yeah.
Dang, good for you.
Yeah. Hey, shout out. I had a good stepdad. You know, I know that sounds crazy, but hey, my real dad wasn't in my life like that. But my stepdad, he introduced me to the book Think and Grow Rich. So.
Oh, good for him.
Yeah, that's ever since then, self-help books have been my thing. So.
What's your favorite self-help book that you've ever
read? Probably Think and Grow Rich, and I think it's the Laws of Human Nature.
Okay.
Yep, that's a good one too.
I seen an Instagram video yesterday saying that was one of the books that you need to read to become
Laws of Human Nature.
Yeah.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I haven't read that one.
Yeah, I have a hard book at home.
Okay.
Yeah, and then what's another one? 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership, I think that is, by John Maxwell. That's a good one too.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot of like the self-help books, they like talk about like other people's stories and stuff like that. So I like reading about other people's stories.
Yeah. That's wisdom, man.
Yeah, but audiobooks is my thing too, for real.
Yeah, no, I like that too. But so basically in the last 2 years, I've read so many self-improvement and like business books, and then learning about like human psychology and customers, making people feel good and appreciated. And it's crazy to think that I've been in business for so long and there was a lot of things that after like I read, it was like, okay, cool, I've been doing that good for a long time. But then there was so many other things that like majority of the stuff that I read and learned were things that I like wasn't doing. And with business being slow or damn near closed for 6-7 months, now that it's back open, it's like, I have an opportunity. There's people, there's customers. Like I get to apply all the shit that I've been learning and reading, and you know, so it's like putting that information into use, you know, and it's cool to like do it and then see it work.
Oh,
and it's cool.
How's the film portion of your studio going?
So this week, is it this week? Maybe next week. Next week we're gonna go buy a bunch of 2x4s.
Okay.
To start building out these those walls.
Yeah.
you know, I had asked my dad today, I said, okay, if I was doing an 8-foot wall, 8-foot tall, whatever, like how many studs do I need in between? He was like 7. So I was like, okay. And then now I was doing the math, like how many walls am I doing times 7 per wall, and get my number, and then times that by however much it is. It's like $4 or $5 for a 2x4. So I got my number, and we're gonna start building some walls.
Yeah, that's exciting, man. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I want you to check it. I want you to do something there and create.
Yeah, you know? For sure. Yeah. I just I got freed up a little bit. I got some free time now. So.
Do you?
Yeah, the last 3 weeks have been a lot, man. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's our space stuff.
Yep. Because we got the event coming up on the 17th and the 19th, the Health and Wellness Festival.
We both have an event in the same weekend.
For real?
Yeah.
What's your event?
Speed Gang's concert is on the 18th.
Yeah, I just seen that.
Yeah.
That's later that night.
Yeah.
On the 18th?
Yep.
Yeah, I'll try to go.
Awesome.
You gonna be there?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Yeah,
right,
I'm gonna be there.
All right, cool, for sure.
What's cool is I'm basically there as the manager, so I'm not there. Normally, if it's like a club thing, it's
filming or something.
Filming, a scene for a video or vlogging or something. Yeah. But it's like, part of me as a manager, one of my main roles that I'm doing is like building his team for him. So it's just taking that business knowledge to a music artist who's in a position that, you know, needs the team around him, can afford the team around him, has people that are willing to help, that do have some skills that could, you know, benefit him. But someone's got to come in and be like, hey, Martin, you're really good at video. You're already here, blah, blah, blah. Would you be interested in like being this position? And this is exactly what you would do. And this is what you'd be paid. And this is how often you would do it, and blah, blah, blah. So like I did that with one of his good friends, is his vlog guy now. So he's doing all the vlogs, and he's also helping with short form. And then I got Malik, who's doing a lot of content too. So it's like short form videos and photo shoots. I've been doing a lot of his website merch stuff. So the day of the show, Malik is doing all the photography. His friend Joe is vlogging the whole event. Yeah. There's no like music video or nothing like that, so I'm just there.
That's cool,
chilling.
Man. Yeah. Do you feel like as an artist, like let's say you're giving advice to an artist, do you feel like an artist can pull it off kind of by themselves without any team if they had the right mindset?
If they had the right mindset, and if they're like, and basically by mindset, very determined, driven. I was talking to my wife yesterday about venting more so. I was just stressed and overwhelmed with stuff, and I was like, kind of being a little bitch, you know, saying, you know, this has got to get done. Who's going to do that? Of course, me. That's on my plate. And then this got to get done too. And who's going to do that? That's me. That's on my plate. And then, you know, she'll say things a lot, and like most people do. I don't know. Well, I don't know how to do that. Well, you know, and it's like so many people want all these things, but they don't have skills to do things. And what I said to her was, this all started with me I wanted to make beats. But then it led to this. And so I had to learn how to, you know, people want to buy my beats around the world. So I had to figure out how to make a website. So now my desire and like my mindset was strong enough to actually learn how to make a website. Boom, now I did that. Okay, then I ran into, you know, these guys making all this money and they're promoting their stuff online and running ads. Now I you know, did I want to learn how to do ads? And I just want to make beats. Yeah. You know, so it's just that mindset, that drive to do it. Because I was just talking to her about how anything that I just listed that I have to do, every single person is capable of doing it. Yeah. You know, like I'm not good at the thing. I don't even want to do the thing or enjoy to do the thing, but it has to get done. Someone's got to do it, so I'll be the one to do it. What am I going to do? I have no idea how to set up all these email flows and automations. Whatever, I'm going to go to YouTube and look up email flow automation, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to watch 5-10 videos, and within a day or two, I'm going to be like better than 80% of the world at that specific thing. Yeah. You know, so yeah, I don't know where that came from, but.
I feel like you said something though. I feel like, so we talked earlier a little bit and you had asked if I like video editing. Yeah. And I feel like that's my thing though, is that thing of like, sometimes I don't know, especially like shooting like commercial work or working with like just corporations and stuff. It's not a music video where it's like a 2-3 minute song and you're just doing effects It's like there has to be a storyline, or you have to get the right information out. And I think that has been my puzzle, but it's like an enjoyment thing. So like, I might not like video editing to the utmost where it's like I just love it, but I love to problem solve. So it's kind of like my own personal puzzle.
Okay.
Yeah, so I feel like it betters me every time I get a video done, because it's like, oh, how did I think of that?
What's your favorite type of video to edit? Or do you like editing different types of things, like editing a music video, editing a corporate video?
Yeah, I think both. Yeah,
okay.
Everything, because I feel like then work doesn't become like a thing of just like just a pattern. Yeah. Because I feel like people go to their 9-to-5s and experience that. Like I've worked at a factory, it's the same stuff over and over, and I feel like I've shot music videos, and after a while, it's like sometimes people get caught up in the hype of being around big rappers or big people, or just the hype of being around a lot of people during a music video. But then it's like that whole process gets old after a while. Like showing up with your camera, shooting the video, editing the video. Now you're showing up again with your camera. You know what I'm saying? You might shoot 6 videos in a week or something. Yeah. So video editing is just my thing now, where it's like I enjoy it because it's different every time. It's with different people.
When people would ask me, what do I enjoy more, like engineering or beats or videos and stuff, and to kind of tie into like niche, like finding your niche and your lane and stuff like that. I commented on like a viral post, like someone that had a bunch of followers, and it was like advice on how to find your niche. Yeah. And then I answered, it was kind of like, what is something that you're good at? Like think of a thing. And I was thinking of 10 to 15 things. Then the next question is, what do people come to you for advice on? What topic? Yeah. I'm like, 10 to 15 things again. Yeah. What's a thing that you've been paid money to do? Like obviously you're good enough to make money doing it. I was like, again, 10 to 15 things. But it was like 7 or 8 questions like that. And every single thing was 10 to 15 different things. And so I left a comment saying, my advice is just like your niche is you. There is only one of you. And when I think about like me, in real life, not just on the internet, and you accept all the different things. Like your brain doesn't blow up and you're like, wait, you do more than make beats? Yeah. And the same thing with you. Like I know all the different facets that come with Martin. Yeah. And I'm not overwhelmed by it.
No, for sure.
So if you just embrace that with online, then I think that's like a strategy to never get burnt out. Because I feel like if you were to just niche down, and let's say we're doing 30-second motivation inspiration videos, right? And that was what we did. Yeah, we could probably grow pretty quick because people would sign up like, oh, I like those videos.
I need that.
And every time they're gonna engage with it, and you could grow pretty fast. But then would you be fulfilled and like happy and proud and not be burnt out doing the same thing over and over and over again for years and years and years? I would. So I'm basically saying all that to say that I like bouncing around to different things, because I'm aware that I'd maybe be further in my career, maybe, who knows, if I was just stayed in my music video lane. And so I would never touch beats, never studio, never anything else. And whenever people would think of like Cracka, they'd be like, that's the music video guy. Yeah. And maybe it would help me stick out more. But then like the factor that so many people never even talk about is like happiness. And so would I be happy doing any one thing forever? Hell no. Yeah. So that's what's drove me crazy over these last couple of years, overthinking content and stuff. With, man, maybe I should have a separate YouTube channel where all I do is video tutorials, and then another channel where all I do is give advice to music artists, and another channel where I do a podcast, another channel where I do vlogs, and another channel where I do like collab videos and meeting up with people, and another channel where I do it. I mean, it was at one point like 8 or 9 different YouTube channels is what I was gonna have, and it was so overwhelming that I was just paralyzed. Like I didn't do any content.
So do you think, so in a sense, do you think, because I kind of understand what you said when you said like if you just did one thing, you'd probably get noticed more, but you'd most likely get burnt out. But at the same time, do you think followers matter in regards to, because when you said even the motivational stuff, I follow a bunch of motivational pages, and they have so many views, they have so many followers, but it's like, what are you doing with that though?
Yeah.
So do you feel like sometimes it's okay not to be noticed as much as maybe you think you can be?
Yeah, I think every post has a purpose. So like sometime today I'm gonna post a customer's music video, and I know that anytime I post, like not something to do with me, it's just here's a random person, like it's a video, but my purpose for posting it is I want to showcase this is something that I'm selling. This is a service that I offer. And so if I were to just focus on engagement and likes and stuff and be like, hey, whenever I post music videos, I don't get no likes, I would stop posting music videos, but then people would stop hitting me up to shoot music videos. Yeah. So it's like I need to you got to have some sort of balance.
Yeah, for sure.
Where you might have some content where, hey, this is good value, or it's educational, or it's entertaining, or it's a funny skit or trend. There's something about it that's gonna be shared, and people may save it or come back to it. Or if like you gave a good gem on how to camera settings for here's 3 tips on how to film a podcast, right? That's a video where you give value and someone may save that post, or they share it on their story or something like that. Most likely they would save it to come back to it. So that type of content would be good. But then if you also have fun and you're doing a lot of cool stuff and you want to share it with your page, for sure. Because I talked to a few. There's a dude named Kyle Beats, if you ever watched him. Yep. I'd paid him $500 for a consultation. And one of the questions I asked him was, how much cool shit do you do that you don't post? And he laughed. And he was saying that, like, never really thought about that, but a lot. And that's what I don't get. Because I've noticed that with even Adam Calhoun, huge independent music artist. I think he's like #1 on Billboard charts right now in front of all the majors and stuff. But even him, I see every time I shot a music video with him, I mean, Malik flooded him with all these high quality, behind the scene, awesome music videos. He never posted one thing. I would do, little clips from vlogs and stuff or something. Like he never, very, very, very particular and picky with what he posts. It's kind of like, if this isn't gonna go crazy and get hell of engagement, I'm not even gonna post it. And he would talk about like, I don't wanna kind of overstay my welcome. So I don't wanna post too much to get my audience sick of me. So there's this like line of I'm gonna post not enough to make people miss me, but I'm gonna post enough to remind people that I'm alive and I'm here and I'm doing these things.
Damn, that's interesting. I didn't even think about that.
And then but then when you get so deep like that, in my head I'm like, dude, if me and you were in Colorado right now and we just went skiing and we took a picture, smiling,
you know how epic that would be?
I'm posting that. I'm not gonna be like, oh no, this is not gonna get a lot of engagement or likes or whatever. I think it all combines and works together.
Yeah. That's why. Oh, go ahead.
No, you go.
No, I was gonna say that's why I think social media is kind of so unique in a way, because I just see a lot of people have a lot of followers, but then it's like, if you're just trying to show off the cool shit you're doing or cool stuff you're doing, like that's cool. But it's like, if you don't have a sale or like a service behind it that you're selling, it's kind of like, it's almost like, what are you doing it for in that sense? Because I'm always thinking just business wise, like I don't think I would be posting as much or even showing the stuff I do if I wasn't able to turn that into a business, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, trying to like if you weren't into freelancing entrepreneur and stuff and you worked at you wouldn't work there, but let's say you work at Target full time. Yeah. What would the purpose of social media be? Except for like friends and family. Yeah. Maybe it's like your kid turned 7 and you wanted to post it, and people that you grew up with are like, oh, look at your kid's getting big, and maybe. Yeah.
And I guess basically just what I've been saying is lately I've been thinking about a lot of people who want to be famous. Yeah. But a lot of people who want to be famous are seen, but it's like, for what though? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
true.
Sometimes people just want to go viral, or I see videos all the time and it's cool, like the following is cool, but I always just kind of realize the grand scheme of things, like people do a lot just to be famous for nothing, if that makes sense. So I think if I was ever known, I always wanted to be like for a business or working on a business rather than just trying to go and find the most followers. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Does that sound crazy?
No, that's like your mission. That's your vision. Yeah. I'm somewhere, I remember do you remember Jay's Custom?
Yeah.
Passed away. Today's his birthday.
Oh,
and he used to ask me whenever I'd be in the brainstorming coming up with stuff, he'd be like, do you want to be famous or do you want to be rich?
Exactly.
And I used to be like, both.
Yeah.
And I think that there is a way to do it. Just like I'm confident with your intelligence and business background that if I was like, Bloom, here's 500,000 followers, your income would skyrocket because you would know how to monetize it. But so many people, they don't understand business and stuff, or they might even have like 20,000 followers and they could be making money off of that, monetizing it, but they're not because they just don't know how. And that same person could have 2 million followers and still not know how to monetize it. To tie back into like Facebook ads, that's what I love about it, because with Facebook ads, you can set up in your targeting anyone that's engaged with any of your stuff. So it's like, all right, you have an organic content strategy where you know that I'm gonna be, say, posting every single day. So in a month, I got 30 posts, 2 months, 60, 3 months, 90, whatever. I got all these different posts out there, and these posts are going to potentially bring in new people. And what's nice is knowing that when you have the Facebook ads running alongside it, any new person that comes into your funnel, your ecosystem, now they're inside and they're there to where they're gonna see all of like your paid ads and stuff and constantly be seeing and eventually potentially becoming a customer. So it feels awesome to set that up.
That's sweet. And I feel like since shooting music videos and doing stuff like services like that, and more, because I'm still doing service work, I guess I would say, but it's kind of more like I'm not really looking for the customer too much, if that makes sense.
You're in a position of power.
A little bit.
Powerful position.
Yeah, a little bit. But that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm kind of realizing about not needing followers in the sense of, because like locally, if you are able to kind of like position yourself to where businesses want to reach out to you to promote, maybe like, for instance, our space, we promote like a lot of diversity. I feel like that's why a lot of businesses are so eager to work with us. And especially in a city that has a lot of diversity, but it's not shown nationally that how diverse we actually are. But I feel like in that sense, if you're able to position yourself in a certain angle where it's like, a lot of people might not know me, but people see my work and then they want to work with me, if that makes sense. And I feel like that's easier for me to scale rather than to trying to blow up off followers and then trying to figure out how to convert them into customers when, I don't know. It's kind of like, I don't know, the way I'm thinking about it right now is like, I'm starting to realize like it's a lot of different ways for a business to be made and it's a lot of different ways for money to be made. But I've just been trying to figure out the best way to do it. And right now I've been realizing like corporations have a lot of money and they're willing to work rather than I don't know how to make sense of it other than like I've had to prove myself to new customers before or in the past for the less amount, when it's like over here, it almost feels like you're doing the same or less work and still getting paid more, if that makes sense.
Yeah, you're working smarter, not harder.
It's kind of crazy when you think about it.
Yeah, I mean, like if you were to do a post tomorrow saying, I'm doing music videos, who wants to work? Like the type of clientele and the budgets and stuff are going to be such a small fraction of like them corporate budgets.
That's what I'm saying.
And it's going to be hard work too. Like a music video is a lot of creative.
It's anxiety kind of like,
And then, like the anxiety of thinking, did I get enough shots? Do I not have enough shots? And then you got to edit it. And then you're worried like when you send it over and it's a lot that goes into it versus, like you said, a simpler, easier, like even this style, camera on a tripod. Hi, I'm Sally from Rite Aid and blah, blah, blah.
Exactly.
Kind of, cut it up a little bit of B-roll. She's like, oh, I love it. It's like, gosh, that was easy. And it might be double, triple what you get paid for a video. So, you're working smarter.
Yeah, I've been trying to just figure it out, man. But I've been noticing that recently. It's kind of like, wow, I've done so much hard work in the past and felt like I got nothing. You know what I'm saying? So
I was saying to Alyssa, because when I was venting one day, being a little bitch, talking about money and stuff like that, she was like, it just seemed like when we first started dating, you were just so busy. You were so busy. You're like, you were always shooting videos. You were always in the studio. You're always doing this. And I was telling her 7 some years ago, like, you got to realize studio time at that point was like $25 or $35 an hour. Sheesh. And then videos were like 200, 300. Yeah. So you may remember me always being
but I was not doing that. Yeah.
But that day where I did 3 music videos in a day, I was coming home with like $800 or 6, 3 $200 videos, where now it might just be a couple $2,000 or $3,000 videos. And that's way more than doing 50 videos in a month at $200, $300. So yeah, it's just like, yes, I am less busy, but when I am getting paid, it's way higher than what it was before.
It's almost like the time is more valuable.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
for sure.
Do you feel like, because Lansing, I feel like we both know all the videographers in Lansing. There's new ones too, but do you feel like, how have you always been able to charge what you charge? Because I feel like you charge the most, especially like in our area. And to be honest, I think the most of the people I know, even in Detroit, to be honest. Yeah.
I think that all just goes back to the brand.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
it's awareness.
Yeah. Well, and it's really brand. Like, kind of the same reason why someone would pay, like, this is a white t-shirt from Old Navy, it might be like $8, $7. Let's say it's $5 or $10, something like that. But then the same white t-shirt that might be from Polo, it's now $40. Same, but it's Polo. Why is Polo $40 in there? They have a much bigger brand. It's cooler. It's, if this said Old Navy right here, I might be a little embarrassed or something, where I don't feel fly, like I'm going to the club, or like presentable. But if it says Polo, I know that everyone knows that this costs $40. Yeah. And it's not your average white t-shirt. It's Polo, guys. So I feel more confident.
Yeah. But how have you been able to stay in that pocket? Because it's like, I would say you are the Polo amongst, like, especially local people. So a local business, I would say. But then even, I feel like you're also doing better than people that are more known to you, more known than you, where it's like, that's where I said the more followers, it's like, if that doesn't convert into business, then that really doesn't mean anything. Because it's like, I know people who have shot big videos or have been around big people, but it's like, I still look at you as one of the top paid, like videographers or directors. So how do you think that how have you always been able to manage that as well?
Yeah, I mean,
because you don't really shoot big artists as well. And I noticed that. And I think that might be a thing too, where I feel like maybe you make people comfortable enough to come with you. Or
I'm not really, I don't have like a sound answer, nothing like that, but it kind of just, at one point in time, I charged, this is like supply and demand. I charged the price, and then that's what I felt like I was worth. And let's say it was like $200-$300 video. Yeah. And then people were willing to pay it. And then, it would slow down, and I would think, okay, do I need to go down $100 to get more busy again? And then more busy. How's my grammar? More busy. And then, people would book me, and then I would get so busy at 300 and I would get better from doing all those videos. It was like, fuck it. It's 400 now. Went up to 400, stayed busy. People are still booking, and it was like getting overwhelmed. So I'm like, $600 videos, anyone? Yeah. Still stayed busy, It's just kind of like the supply and demand. And then, because I could say right now, hey, a music video is $100,000. Yeah. Just because I say it don't mean the market is going to pay it. So if no one pays it, well, then I'm going to be like, all right, 50,000, anyone? Yeah. Still no one? Let's go down to 10, anyone? I got one person a year that'll pay me 10,000.
I just think it's always been fascinating though, because like, I feel like you set your own market though. Like I feel like I know a lot of people, and even myself, like I know people, and myself has always worked in the market, but I feel like I've always known you to be above the market, if that makes sense.
That's a hell of a compliment.
Yeah, and that's why I've always like kind of noticed that about you, and I'd admire that about you, just because it's like, I know like I'm shooting these videos and I'm probably doing all this sweet stuff or like, all these effects, but it's like, then I see your videos and they're cinematic, they're straight to the point. Sometimes they're effects, but I'm like, I know he got probably paid more than me. You know what I'm saying? And then you might call me like, man, your videos are fire, but it's like, man, I don't feel good about how I got paid. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think I was thinking the other day with I paid someone for like video help and wasn't thrilled, and I thought, I know they're capable of good stuff, but they're very hit and miss. So I feel like when you're good, you still have off days.
Yeah.
And then kind of like once you become great, like you're just consistently good.
Yeah.
And I think that with my brand, I've established that to where
it's always good.
My goal is that if anyone were to tell anyone, I just made a new song at the studio. What studio did you go to? And if they say Cracka, it'll be like it's probably good. Yeah. His reputation is good. He's known for good. Like he's good at what he does. And then the same thing if someone said, I'm about to drop a new music video. Who shot it? Cracka. They would just expect like, oh, it's gonna be good.
You're right.
You know?
Yeah.
So I think one would be the talent level, just consistently being good. And just like when we first started, we might have like had a random good one and then we were like sucking some amateur shit, and then like a random one that's kind of good, then we were kind of good for a while, then eventually we got good, and we'd have a random one that might be like great, and then the rest of them are just good, decent, whatever, and then eventually it's like great.
How do you feel like you've been able to make, where does it come from where you're able to make regular people look famous though? Because it's like, you know, because sometimes I might listen to the song and not maybe not even entirely enjoy the song, or maybe not have a full-fledged idea for a certain person, just their personality and stuff like that. So how do you feel like you're able to make someone look like they're supposed to be there or look like a rapper?
I think that just comes with experience, you know, kind of like, you know how to like light this and get a good shot here. And then, you know, sometimes I would feel that way. It's like, dang, man, I got the perfect location, the perfect lighting, the perfect blah, blah, blah. But the artists themselves are not ruining the shot, but like...
not prepared.
Yeah, like their outfit ain't there, or like their confidence or something like that. Because then I've done videos where an artist's confidence and look was there, but the budget, like it was a Motel 6 room, just nothing, but they were shaking their dreads and doing stuff. And the video was crazy. And I had just got done doing like a really expensive one, and I was struggling to make it look good. But yeah, it ended up being good. I love brand. I think one of the books that I want to write is going to be called The Bigger Your Brand, The Bigger Your Bag. And I love brand. It goes down to everything. I remember when I was starting to sell beats, and then I had got to where I thought, right, definitely wasn't true, but I thought that my beats were just as good as like Timbaland, Dr. Dre, Scott Storch, all the huge guys in my era. And so I thought my beats were just as good. But then when I knew that they were selling beats for hundreds of thousands of dollars, and I was selling beats for $100, and I thought, like, if our beats are the same good, same level of goodness, but I'm getting $100 and they're getting $100,000, it's because they're Timbaland, they're Dr. Dre, their brand is so much bigger. And then I think I just became obsessed with like promoting myself, branding myself, always documenting, always, you know, like branding, that's the long-term play. I seen a video yesterday and I was saying, a lot of people confuse branding, marketing, and sales, and they're all three completely different services. And a friend of mine, Malik, he didn't know it at the time. He thought he was offering marketing to a business.
And it was branding.
But it was branding. Yeah. It was basically helping build up their content, their followers, so that way when someone would see some marketing from them, they'd be like, who the hell is this? Click on the page, then they see these followers, this content, they're a stronger brand, versus if they had 5 followers and 0 posts, they're sketchy. So it's kind of similar, you know, your toilet breaks down and you search plumber near me, and let's say the first plumber comes up, he's got 3,000 5-star ratings, and then the next guy on the list is like got 7 ratings. That guy with 3,000, you automatically assume he costs more than the next guy, but he's probably good. You just trust him more, you feel more comfortable, and that's like the power of brand.
No, for sure. And then I just have one last question before we get out of here too. and you got the chain on. So where did the name come from? Where did Cracka come from? Because I'm not gonna lie, I still get asked this about you all the time. I'm like, yeah, I was with Crack. And I'm like, who's Crack? And sometimes I'm like, yeah, my boy Nick. You know what I'm saying? But where did Cracka come from?
Have you seen 8 Mile?
Yeah.
Eminem?
Yeah.
Remember when he was like making fun of himself?
Yeah.
So my best friend through basically second grade to high school, we went through phases of music together. So I remember when the boy bands were cool, Backstreet Boys, NSYNC, all that stuff. We were in elementary school, and so we started a boy band. Recess, we had tryouts. You had to sing "Cause I Want It That Way," that line.
Yeah.
And yeah, we had a whole line. People would come up and be like, "Cause I want it that way." And we'd be like, it's not gonna work out, whatever. We were like 5th grade.
Yeah.
So then we get into middle school, and then rock was cool. Skateboarding, wearing like the ball chains. Yeah. You have your wallet in your back pocket, and then you got the chain, you know, and like
I know you're talking about
Billabong, Quicksilver, spike your hair up and stuff. That was what we were into, and so I started playing the drums. I had got a set of drums and was taking drum lessons, and he was playing the guitar, and so we were like rock band era. Then hip hop was cool once we got into like junior high, high school. And I was standing at his house. I woke up one day. He was like rapping to a computer mic. I was like, "What are you doing?" And you know, we were listening to hip hop. But he was like, "Man, FL Studio." It was like version 1 or 2 or something like that. Very beginning days. I just made this beat and I'm recording a song. You should try it. And black guy, I'm white. I was just saying like, oh, I'm white. I'm not Eminem. I'm not Vanilla Ice. Beastie Boys, like, and then it was his idea to, why don't you do what Eminem did in 8 Mile and kind of like make fun of yourself? Yeah. So I said I'm gonna be Cracka, the white rapper, is what I said at the time. Yeah. And I went by Cracka. So this is my like junior, maybe sophomore year of high school. Yeah. We got in the high school newspaper, and there was like an article about us. And I was standing there like mean mug, and it says Cracka. And then I started making beats at the same time, and I needed a producer tag. Yeah. So it'd be like Crack on the beat or Cracka beats, Cracka something. And one day I was writing a verse, and I said, "Cracka-lacka, smacka, wacka, rappa." And I thought it was cool at the time. You know, at 15, I was like, like Tupac, right? And so, when I say Crack-a-lack, I made the tag Crack-a-lack on the track. And then that was kind of my thing through high school. People would say like Crack-a-lack on the track, Crack-a-lack on the track. And I've had that same tag on all my beats. And I used to be very insecure and not like my name. And when I was a music artist and I was like 18, 19, 20, 21, and I'm going to shows in like Detroit, and I'm the only white guy there, and then I'm getting off stage, and then people are coming up to me asking my name and stuff, and it's loud, you know, the club music, and I'm telling them Crack-a-lack, and they're like, "Cracka what?" I'm like, Crack-a-lack, and I'm like, "Cracka what?" Yeah. I used to hate the name, but then as I've like grown and learned more about like business and SEO, my real name is Nick, so it'd probably be like Nick. A generic name, Nick Money, Nick Beats, Nick Beats, exactly. So I'm glad I didn't do that. And I did choose Crack-a-lack. I can't tell you how many times I've been tagged in the meme that said I had cheese but no crackers. I was crack-a-lacking. Like the first time someone sent me that, I was like, that's kind of cool. But then like the 500th time they send it, it's just like LOL. Sent. Yeah.
No, it's interesting though, because I feel like the way I bring you up all the time is just like, oh, this marketing genius, you know what I'm saying? They're like, oh, who is that? My boy Crack. And they're like, who? And, you know, I don't say your full name. I don't say Crack-a-lack, but I'm like, oh, Crack-a-lack. And then they're like, oh, okay, yeah. But why they call him that? And I'm just like, that's his name. Yeah. That's his brand. But you're right, though, about branding, because it's like, you've been doing it for so long. Like, when people that actually are from here, like when they hear about a music video shot by you, they're going to, instead of being like, they're going to know it's fire, but I always hear like, oh, okay. Like, because it's like already a sure thing. You know what I'm saying? So, oh, where'd you record that? Cracka-lack. Oh, okay, bet. You know what I'm saying?
I remember, I don't know how my mindset was like this at 17 or 18, but I remember So my best friend, his name was Tyler Reed, and he went by Treed. So that was his like artist name, producer name, and his nickname like at school. So it was cool to like go to parties at different places, and let's say we were like playing some of our music, and then it was like, this is Treed, this is Treed. But then everyone knew me as Nick, and I thought like, no, I want to be like him. Everyone knows his nickname. Everyone calls him by his nickname. If I'm gonna invest into trying to become a famous rapper that's called Cracka, it don't benefit me at all meeting new people and introducing myself as Nick.
Yeah.
So I, at 17, anytime I would go to a party and they'd be like, hi, I'm Brittany, what's your name? I'd be like, Cracka. I'm like, what? Like that was so strange, and I did it. I was like, it was a mind thing. Like I was convincing myself to believe in it.
Yeah.
So it was like a test. And I remember too, like on the same type of test thing, I'm super introverted. And I would hate going up to people, conversating, stuff like that. And I remember when I was 18, I had my girlfriend at the time drop me off on Michigan State campus, and I had a backpack full of CDs. And I also didn't have no money at the time. And I said, I'm not gonna call you to pick me up until I've gotten rid of all these CDs. And I knew that to get rid of all these CDs, that means I gotta talk to a lot of people. And then not even talk to a lot of people, but try to convince them to buy it so I can have some money. And like, I was literally that dude that was going up to people like, hey, my man, you a fan of hip hop?
Man, I still see that now with the CDs.
Yeah. But that was a super, I just remember being horrified, but it's like how people do ice baths. Yeah. It's like good for your mental and your discipline.
You came out good at the end.
I did that at 18.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's pretty cool. I'm glad that I did that.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I think, it plays out well too, because I feel like I know you as being a comfortable person to just come out and talk to people, if that makes sense. Even though you say you're introverted.
Yeah.
But I've seen you in situations where you've been able to handle yourself with new people at least. So.
Yeah. What are you introverted or extroverted?
I would say now I'm introverted, but I used to be extroverted. I think just life changes and just life experiences have made me introverted. But amongst my people, I feel like I can be very outgoing, if that makes sense. Yeah, I'm
similar. So like this podcast, I feel like I'm talking like crazy, right? Yeah. But let's say you brought me to your family birthday party.
I'm not talking that much either.
I'm sitting down at a table.
Yeah.
And I'm awful at small talk. How about you?
Me too. I'm very awful.
I just don't care about, people like, man, it's hot. It's like, yep.
Yeah. I'm like, that's crazy.
That's funny. That's crazy. That's like the stereotypical freaking
the
response that's just like, wow, man, that's crazy.
Sometimes people don't catch on though. But yep, what's that? That's a wrap?
That's a wrap, man.
That's a wrap. Episode 3.
Episode 3.
I'm Desko Martin. This is
Cracka. You guys are sharks because there's something in the water.
Yep. Shout out to the sharks, man. Episode 3, we're still working on it. It's gonna get better and better every time.
Yeah. Let us know in the comments too what topics you guys would want us to talk more about, or if we should have guests on here.
Yeah, and we're down to talk about anything that's essentially not motivational, but more just forward thinking and where we can grow, where we can all grow together in a sense. So those topics, just send them to us.
Yeah, absolutely. Subscribe to be notified for future videos. If you're listening to this on streaming platforms, please give it a review, screenshot it, tag us on Instagram.
Yeah, we'll catch you later.